Welcome back. I will now be reviewing all of Sunday's and Monday's action of the NFL of Week 7, starting with two AFC North rivals in the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. Coming into this matchup, I did predict that Baltimore would get the victory, and sure enough, they just squeaked out a victory 23-20 against the Browns. Cleveland is now sitting at 2-5, while Baltimore is sitting at 4-3. Hopefully, this is a sign for Baltimore fans, at least, that this is a sign of good things to come. You don't want to be doing a win-lose, win-lose. It's not really going to help you out, especially when you try to compete for the postseason. The next matchup has Tampa Bay and Carolina, and what has to be one of the biggest upsets of the week. I did predict that Tampa Bay would win. I mean, when you have a seven-time Super Bowl champion, Tom Brady, you figure you get more than 3 points, but unfortunately, it was not his day. Final score, 21-3. Buccaneers fall to 3-4, while the Carolina Panthers are just a game behind with a 2-5 record. Atlanta and Cincinnati took the field in Ohio. Coming into this matchup, I did predict that Cincinnati would get the victory, and it was quite a lopsided victory to say the least. 35-17 was the final. The Bengals are sitting at 4-3, tied with the Baltimore Ravens for first place, while the Atlanta Falcons are sitting at 3-4, but no real need to panic because they're also tied with the Bucs at 3-4. The Detroit Lions went into Dallas to take on the Cowboys, and now that Dak is back under center, I did predict that he would get the victory, and sure enough, it wasn't really a blowout, but 24-6 was the final score. Dallas improves to 5-2, while the Detroit Lions are sitting at 1-5. The New York Football Giants just seem to keep on rolling. They went into Jacksonville and got a gritty win. It took until the last second of the game, and they got a last-second tackle at the 1-yard line, which obviously would have helped Jacksonville get the victory, but New York's defense came up and got the huge stop at the last play of the game. 23-17 is the final. The Giants are now sitting at 6-1, while the Jaguars are sitting at 2-5. The Indianapolis Colts went into Tennessee and to take on the Titans. I did predict that the Titans would get the victory, and sure enough, they got it. 4-2 is their record as we speak, while the Colts fell to 3-1. And I just read a report that said that Frank Reich, the head coach of the Colts, is benching Matt Ryan for the remainder of the season. They will go with their backup rookie quarterback. It's hard to believe that they gave up a draft pick or two to get Matt Ryan from the Falcons, but unfortunately, it's just not meant to be. An aging quarterback can't play as well as he did. I believe that he had a great career, and he still has a good career, but he'll never be back to his former MVP self in 2016. So like I said, the Colts fell. They are now sitting at 3-1, while the Titans are sitting in first place with a 4-2 record. The Green Bay Packers went into the nation's capital, and I did think that after losing 2 straight games to both New York teams, they would have at least had a bounce-back game, but unfortunately, it was not meant to be. Final score, 23-21 for the Washington Commanders. Washington is now at 3-4, as are the Packers. The Denver Broncos were hosting the New York Jets in what was a 25th anniversary for the Broncos after they won their first Super Bowl. Even after having all those former players and former Hall of Fame players in appearance, it still wasn't enough to help the Broncos get the victory as they lost their now 4th straight game, if I'm not mistaken. They fell to 2-5, while the Jets are unbelievable. They're sitting at 5-2. Something about Zach Wilson. I don't know what it is about that kid, but man, can he play. The Houston Texans went into Vegas. Both these teams are the only one-win teams, and obviously, unless this game ended in a tie, someone was bound to break that streak. The Raiders got their second win of the season. They are now sitting at 2-4, while the Texans are sitting at 1-4-1 heading into week number 8. Seattle, and what has to be one of the most shocking teams of the league. I did not think that they would have an above 500 record. Granted, there still is 11 weeks left of the season, so anything can happen. But as we speak, right now, they got a huge victory over the Chargers, 37-23. Both these teams are sitting at 4-3, and the Seahawks are now top in their division. Who would have guessed you got rid of Russell Wilson and that would improve your team? That's kind of crazy. The Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers took battle, and I did predict that the 49ers would get the victory, but unfortunately, even though they had their new acquisition in Christian McCaffrey, it was not meant to be. Final score, 44-23. Chiefs are sitting at 5-2, first place in their division, while the 49ers are sitting at second place in their NFC West division with a 3-4 record. The Sunday night game had the Pittsburgh Steelers heading into Miami to take on the Dolphins. I predicted that the Dolphins would get the victory, and sure enough, they just squeaked it out with a 16-10 win. They are now sitting at 4-3, while the Steelers fell to 2-5. And the Monday night game, a game I don't think anyone would have predicted the winner, let alone the score. I thought the Patriots would get the victory, but unfortunately it was not meant to be. Mac Jones did get taken out of the game and replaced. Final score 33-14. Both these teams are now sitting at 3-4 heading into week number 8. Hope you all enjoyed this review. Until next time, take care.